Yo, what's going on, guys? Cultimush back at it with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about a topic that I seem to talk about quite often, and that's bad PC ports, but this video is going to be a little bit more positive than my other ones. If you guys have been following me this year, I've been pretty consistent in flipping out over shitty PC ports like Batman Arkham Knight and Black Ops 3 when that came out. For the first couple of days, that game was pretty bad. Now Black Ops 3 is much better, so if you guys are interested in Black Ops 3, go ahead and buy that. From what I've heard, it works really, really well. But initially, with that game, there was a lot of problems. And with games like Batman Arkham Knight earlier this year, Tecmo Koei has released a slew of horrendous PC ports from Toukiden Kiwami, Dead or Alive 3. There was also Mortal Kombat X earlier this year. That was a very bad PC port. So PC gamers this year have had quite a bit of shit. But sometimes I do get a bit salty and I don't give credit where credit is due. And honestly, this year, especially during this latter half portion, if you've actually been paying attention to some of the games, there's been a lot of good PC ports that have been coming out. Square Enix in particular have been notorious for just making some horrendous PC ports. Final Fantasy XIII and Final Fantasy XIII-2 specifically, those two games, when they were released, they were both terrible. I think 13-2 still has a slew of problems. I've been playing Final Fantasy XIII on PC, and it's much better than what it was at launch, and honestly, Final Fantasy XIII on PC, I cannot go back and play that game on console anymore. 60 frames per second on that game is awesome. But regardless, Square Enix did release 13 and 13-2, and those were both really bad PC ports. They brought Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII, that's the third game in the trilogy. That was a much better port than the initial two titles. That might have been because Square Enix decided to take a year to finally polish and fine-tune the game before they released it on PC. Which, good on ya. I much prefer a fixed product and waiting a couple months, even a year, than getting a broken product. I really wish they did that with Batman Arkham Knight. I know a lot of people would have been mad if that game came out, say, in December. But if that would have given the time that Rocksteady needed to fix the game up, make sure it ran fine on PC, then fine, so be it. Take your 6 months. As much as a lot of people talk about how Rockstar hates PC gaming, yes, we did have to wait a long time for Grand Theft Auto 5. I think the final tally was like 17 months. But look at how that port turned out. Even if it's a year and a half, if you're gonna give me a port like Grand Theft Auto 5, where at that point, GTA 5 on PC is pretty much a different game than GTA 5 on consoles, I'll take it. Now, if we can get day-and-day releases and have a great PC port, then I'm all for that. That's what I want the most. But I know a lot of these developers do need extra time to finally polish the PC version, and the console version is their priority because that brings in the most amount of money, and I can understand that. So credit where credit is due to guys like Rockstar, Square Enix. Bandai Namco has also been doing a good job on PC. Some of their games are still hit and miss, but they've gotten much better since the time where they started bringing out their games to PC. When they initially brought their games to PC, there were some big problems, but now it's getting better and better. Tales of Zestiria came out earlier this year, and while there was a 30 FPS lock, outside of that 30 FPS lock, which by the way has been fixed by a modder, that port played great. And that's the type of stuff I want to see. And you see with guys like Rockstar, Square Enix, when they actually put their minds to it and make a good PC port, Bandai Namco as well with Tales of Zestiria, look at Steam Spy. These games sell really, really well. And even with Tecmo Koei, I've been shitting on them all year for making some horrendous PC ports. But in collaboration with Square Enix, they released Dragon Quest Heroes this month. And that game's PC port actually turned out to be pretty good. Still not perfect, but much better than the typical Tecmo Koei trash. And I have been seeing a lot of people saying that the PC port issue is getting worse when that's not really the case at all. Yes, there have been some standout games like Batman Arkham Knight, and even with Black Ops 3, that was a game that they fixed, and Tecmo Koei does seem to be getting better, unless that was just something Square Enix forced them to do, or Square Enix, I don't know who in particular was involved with the port of Dragon Quest Heroes, but the game was initially developed by Tecmo Koei, and it works on PC, so that's a thumbs up for me. And I don't really know what happened with Batman Arkham Knight because Warner Brothers published some other games on PC, Shadows of Mordor, Mad Max, and those two games were great PC ports. So everybody's shitting on Warner Brothers. Yes, I'm sure they had something to do with the Batman Arkham Knight PC port, but keep in mind that they have also published some stellar PC ports, so hopefully Warner Brother gets their act together. Guys, I'm sure they experienced a negative financial impact with how gamers shitted on the PC version of Batman Arkham Knight. I really don't think they want to go through that again. And at the end of the day, if you can't release a sufficient PC port, don't release your game on PC at all. Don't be taking people's money. But now I've really noticed that developers have stepped up their game with the PC ports. You even look at a game like Need for Speed. Need for Speed was a shit game on PS4, But at least EA had the foresight to say, hey, let's delay this game on PC. Let's take a couple extra months to make sure it runs well. Fine, by all means, do that. I think PC gamers are becoming so accepting of that because at the end of the day, us PC gamers, if we really want a game to play, we open up Steam and there's like 8,000 games to pick from. We're not low on games. We can wait for games. There's been so many games in 2015 that have been great that we can wait a couple months to get a game. I'm sure some people are still playing The Witcher 3 to this day, and then they're gonna jump on Fallout 4. So I don't think developers should have a rush to bring their games onto PC. Whenever you do bring them onto PC, people are gonna buy it. I'm sure Rise of the Tomb Raider is gonna sell fine on PC. I'm sure whenever Final Fantasy 15 does come out on PC, even if it is a few months after the initial console release, the game will sell fine on PC. So by all means, delay your games, make them better. That should be your strategy. And honestly, looking at these games, if you actually evaluate each game that's been released in the fall, most of them have been pretty sufficient. Yes, Just Cause 3 had some problems with AMD drivers, but that was quickly fixed. Fallout 4 for the most part was pretty good. Battlefront was excellent. Metal Gear Solid 5 was very good, Mad Max was very good, so the majority of the PC ports are actually very good. So I think sometimes the stigma that PC gaming has that every port runs like shit, oh my god, this game is gonna run like shit on PC, that's really not the case. Even Ubisoft, freaking Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed Syndicate did a pretty good job, and unfortunately Assassin's Creed Syndicate had the fate of being released a year after Unity and people just had a sour taste in their mouth, and unfortunately that game is selling really poorly, but hopefully when Syndicate goes on sale, some of you guys pick it up because it is a really good game. I don't think it's as good as Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, but it is leaps and bounds better than Assassin's Creed Unity. So yeah, check that game out when it goes on sale if you were an Assassin's Creed fan and Unity put you off. But yeah, I've been rambling on this video for a while. I do think the PC port situation is getting much better. And I think a big reason for that was the controversy with Arkham Knight. I think that's the first game where the developers saw, oh my god, if we release a shitty port, we are going to be completely shitted on, and that's going to impact us negatively financially. And at the end of the day, the publishers and the developers care about the bottom line. So yeah, that's going to wrap up this video, kind of a longer video, but I thought you guys would enjoy this since I have been so negative this year about bad PC ports that I actually haven't celebrated the fact that yes, PC gamers, it seems to be turning around. And with me saying that, probably the next big PC game is going to be a horrendous port. Please, Dragon's Dogma, be a good port. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and peace out.